Hi Taurus, welcome to your general messages for the Sunday the 14th to Sunday the 22nd. These are general messages. Please take what resonates, throw out the rest. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. And this is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So we're going to be just doing a little bit of everything. We're just going to pull a bunch of cards, throw in some relationship stuff, career stuff. Let's pull a crowning energy, first crowning energy, moonology. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Really, really nice. I like it. Good. Very positive. Conclusions are within reach. So if you've been feeling a little sort of confused about things, you do have the astrological New Year is heading, right? The sun is moving into Aries. So this is happening in your 12th house of the subconscious, of the hidden. And the 12th works opposite the 6th house, which has to do with your day-to-day environment, your health, your mental, physical, and emotional health. Also your day-to-day experience, even at work. So it's to do with your work, where you work, who you work with. So a lot of you with Aries, and the Aries very much like, come on, let's take control, let's be the leader. So a lot of you are going to be really motivated to work on your health, to change jobs, or to work differently in your job. A lot of you guys are going to be feeling very focused on that. We have the idea of pride, so let's see how this ends up rolling out in your reading, because it would indicate that maybe your pride is getting in the way when it comes to something, or the pride of somebody else is getting in the way when it comes to something, where you're realizing this about an energy that you're dealing with. Let's pull a Wisdom of the Oracle. And we have blessed, beautiful. So you are blessed right now. A lot of serendipitous energy going on for sure. We have, especially when we have this, the astrological New Year, this equinox happening in the 12th house, which is the house of the mystic. It's all the houses are spiritual. I hate to say one is more than the other, but the 12th house really is. It's where the veil is very, very thin. The veil is very, very thin in that house. So I feel like there's a lot of destiny-driven energy that's taking place in your life right now. So let's pull a Celtic cross spread. Let's just to get a lay of the land. And then I'm going to break that spread out into relationship, and then a person that you're dealing with in relationship. I'll pull some cards for them, as well as career. Okay, so we have, right now we got the 10 of Cups in the reverse. Let's see what's going on with that. That's like maybe some family trouble going on. Maybe somebody's marriage is in trouble. 10 of Cups could also mean like empty nest. So if you're a parent, maybe your children have moved out, or they've moved away, or you've moved away from them. Okay. So coming into this energy, we have the Lovers, and the Lovers does indicate if this could have to do with a number of things. If it has to do with a relationship, if you're single, this is all about loving yourself first and really doing some really beautiful work on yourself in order to release any blocks so that you can manifest the right relationship when it comes along. Is a lot of times we energetically block things. Even when we say we want to be in relationship, we sort of get in our own way. So something to think about here. If you're partnered, a love decision is needed. And really it's as simple and as complicated as this. Are you both giving what's necessary to make the relationship work? Are you both on the same page? Maybe you haven't been giving what's necessary up to this point. Are you both willing to make that adjustment? And this is the energy that we're coming into this time period with. So you may be in this space of thinking like, I don't feel like they're really showing up in the relationship. Or you may be saying like, I don't feel like I can give any more of myself to this thing, right? So that's the kind of thing, right? Whatever you guys decide, Archangel Raphael is going to bless it, as long as there's healthy communication. If this has to do with career, there are choices here. So the thing here is one option might seem easier, but you have to look closer to make sure that figure out what's best for you in the long run. And don't make it just about the money. Don't make it just about like a short-term hit kind of thing. You know, so this is like kind of what you guys are coming into this energy with here. As far as the situation right now, I did mention the 10 of Cups in reverse already. Again, family trouble, could be some sort of issue going on with a marriage. This could indicate, people moving out, anything like that. But we have this being crossed by the 7 of Cups. This is working with the 7 of Cups. This is about choices and confusion and extremes and commitment issues and not sure what's real, what's not real. Things feel very up in the air. but you feel, right? This is the beginning stage of a new part of your life. So for some of you, if the Ten of Cups reverse has to do with maybe either losing your job or people quitting on you if you own a business, or just being in this space where you just don't feel like very satisfied, right? This energy does indicate no matter what, it's the beginning stages of something. So it's either the beginning stage of a next phase in a relationship, the beginning stage of a new relationship, the beginning stage of a new project, a new business, whatever it is. But everything's sort of in that space where it's up in the air, and there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of like these question marks, I don't know. So you really have to pay attention to your instincts and your emotions here, right? Because in astrology, this is a Venus and Scorpio energy. It's Venus in Scorpio, not and in. So it's this idea of there's change, Scorpio, but Venus being in there, Venus goes in there and is like, well, how are you feeling about being in this? Is this going to bring you the money that you're looking for, right? Because Venus is money also. It has to do with self-esteem and self-respect, Do you really love doing this, right? It's that big question. Now we have the crowning energy, the best to be achieved is the world. The world is probably the most, I don't know, it's like a running race between the world and the sun as far as what's the most positive card in the deck, but who cares? It's really good. Numerology, this is connected to the Empress energy, and she's the mother of the tarot. She's all about growth and expansion. So who doesn't love that in every area of their life, right? But really what the world is, it's about completion, right? It's about completion of something learned. So if it's not a goal completed, it's a lesson learned, right? But there is this idea of success, meaning you've achieved it, right? Whatever it is. So if this has to do with relationship, it's like, okay, now we can be happy and feel very fulfilled and loving in this situation. If it has to do with a career, you achieving your goals and there being either a new position offered to you, a promotion, maybe you're getting an award, some sort of rising status. You receive something that you've been working really, really hard on. So we have this Two of Cups energy is the foundation. I always think of the Two of Cups as like a really healthy conversation, first and foremost. I do. It's Venus in Cancer. And Cancer is that fourth house energy that, really makes us question how grounded, rooted, safe, and secure do we feel in something? Do we feel loved in this particular situation? Do we feel like we resonate with it? Very mutually supportive energy here. So for those of you who are single, this does indicate a new relationship coming in. Those of you who are in a relationship or in any kind of even business partnership, a positive proposal coming in, right? To the point where if things have been difficult, harmony returns. So whatever this proposal that's coming in is, it ends up being like just what the doctor ordered, right? Which is really nice. So we like that. That's awesome. You're in this Three of Cups energy right now, Taurus. I mean, you're just like, there's a celebratory energy about this, but this is very healing. This is a great relationship, great energy for a new relationship, great energy to heal any sort of issues that have been going on in a relationship. Because remember, 3 is the number of creation, right? So there's a lot of healing in creation, right? There's the element of creation, the possibility, the hope, the nurturing, the healing, right? Just make sure you don't party too much. That's the only little something with those cups, right? You just want to be careful there. And we have the Judgment energies, the external energy that's impacting you. So Judgment is, it's a Pluto energy, okay? So in numerology, this is linked to the High Priestess and the Justice. So there's transformation here. It's all about change and transformation. And it's transformation specifically, though, addressing how good do you feel in this thing, really? Like you cannot lie to yourself in this energy, because this High Priestess is involved in this energy as well. So there's this assessment, this letting go of the past, this making decision about the past, kind of like this spiritual awakening. So if this has to do with career, this is great because there's acknowledgement for your success coming in after having some sort of challenge, right? So money getting better, finances improving really, really good. Some of you may be in a space where you're going to need to make a decision about a property, or you even find yourself drawn to an old property because it's a Pluto energy, and Pluto is all about the digging up the past, or even a place that holds like really, really happy memories for you. If you're resonating with this as a relationship, love is assessed and it shifts into a new phase. And For a lot of you, you may be in the space where somebody's coming back from the past, as there's this energy of reconciliation. And look, I mean, you don't have to jump on board. You know what I always say, like I'm like the weather girl, right? Only if you think the relationship was worthwhile. If you guys are single, you might revisit an old relationship, right? And just see if it's worth trying again. You know, for others of you, just an old relationship may appear, but it is this idea of returning to something. Some of you may even be going back to a job that you used to do, or an idea that you had at one point. Maybe you started that book, you started that business, you started whatever it is, you started it, or you had the idea and you were in the midst of cultivating it before life happened and you got pulled away. So somebody may be contacting you, or the energy of something from the past may be coming into your present right now. Your challenge, though, is the Ace of Cups in reverse. And this is about feeling let down, being depressed, disappointed. This is very psychological, though. This is very psychological. I mean, and so something could be going on right now where you feel like, all right, things didn't exactly go the way that you really wanted them to go. I mean, it could be with this 10 of Cups in the reverse and this confusion and things being up in the air. You could be feeling kind of depressed right now because you don't know, right? It really could be as simple as that, or just feeling really disappointed about something that you really wanted to work out and it not going the way that you really thought. You saw, rather, in your mind's eye, right? So in the near future, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is an air energy, very auspicious for pretty much all areas of life, especially new beginnings, decisions, clear thinking in work, in love, any area of life, really. And this indicates an immediate change to circumstances for the better. This is, to me, about mental agility and assertiveness, bringing success, right? So we need that in successful relationships, for sure, right? We need to be mentally agile and open and flexible. We need that to be successful in business as well, right? But we just don't want to be too zealous, you know? It's the difference between being assertive and aggressive, right? I do like this for relationship energies, though. It does indicate getting over some past nonsense, you know, getting what you want, thoughts becoming things, that all that kind of fabulous manifesting kind of stuff. Very nice. Some of you might be getting married. Hello, with the Hierophant. Can be. But this is at least an indicator of committed partnership, right? If you're here with relationship, if this is resonating with as relationship. And this really is about, you know, celebrating the sacred in your relationship. For some of you, this could also be about expansion of property. So, and like moving in with somebody, then moving in with you. So definitely aligns, like if you're getting married or if you're deepening the commitment of a relationship, there being this sort of movement idea going on. If this has to do with career or money, progress forward in your decisions, direction, whatever it is that you're doing regarding work. So you could be dealing with a motivated and very inspirational energy at work, like an amazing coworker, a boss, whatever, or maybe you're this way to somebody else, like you're just meeting some really good energies and it going well. So I feel like here, fun energy, you could maybe even be starting your own business here or getting into your own thing. So I have to say, I see a lot of positive here. So conclusions, yeah, because I feel like here now, right now, things are up in the air. Right now. But I feel like by the end of, once the sun goes into Aries, you know, once we're out of Pisces energy, guys, keeping it real, things become a lot more clear, because Neptune is just a little mother when it comes to keeping things very foggy. You know, I always say, like, looking at life in Neptune season, it's always like trying to look at a reality through a very thick fog or a dirty window. But now Aries is coming, fresh path, new perspective. The Emperor energy ruled by Mars. Let's go, right? And Mars is in Gemini. For you guys, it's happening in your second house of things that matter to you. Your money, you know, how do you feel about yourself, right? Everything that you value. So conclusions are within reach. You have a lot of serendipitous energy that's really on your side, but you want to make sure that you recognize the good when it comes in, and you don't want to be in your pride too much. And if you're dealing with somebody who's very prideful, you know, be patient with them. You don't want to go and slap them down and create a situation where you're going to end up biting your nose off to spite your face. Because what can happen is, with this pride, when we're talking about Seven of Cups energy and everything feels up in the air, it's very disconcerting, right? It would make the strongest constitution feel very, very vulnerable. And that's when we could be like, well, wait, this is what I need. And this is, you know, because of that insecurity and that vulnerability. So you just want to be awake for that, either within yourself or within somebody else. So let's pull a Celtic cross spread for those of you dealing with relationship. And then I'll pull some energies for a person you might be dealing with, and then a couple of cards for career. Okay, so wow, all right. Either meeting somebody new, those of you who are single, or doing something relating much differently in your relationship that you are currently in right now. But there's newness here because the Fool is Uranus, and Uranus is all about the future. For those of you who are single, you might be meeting somebody online because Uranus, the Fool is Uranus, and Uranus rules technology. So nice energy here, I'd say. Super, super cool. New relationship or new start or approach. You know, doing things differently, going with the flow. We have this being crossed by the Nine of Wands, or complemented, however you want to see. But this is all about firing up your ambitions in this energy. This is, if this is a person that you're meeting, super creative, very innovative, very inspirational, motivating kind of person. Really cool energy, very charismatic, talkative, very attractive as well. As Wands are will, it's passion. But really nice proposal coming in too. And you're feeling less blocked. So if you are single, you're going to feel less blocked. All of a sudden, things are just going to start moving in a really cool direction. And with the Fool energy, that makes sense to me. It's like new people coming in. Or if you've been feeling really blocked in your relationship, just the shift in the energies when we have this equinox is going to feel really profound for many of us, for sure. Most of us, anyway. So we have that Knight of Wands energy, and then we have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands energy, Cancer and Leo. So as an influence, this is a really good time to just express what it is that you want in the relationship. And don't worry about coming off as seeming like you want perfection, because there's nothing wrong with really establishing what matters to you in relationship, whatever area it is, whether it's what you guys do for fun, to your intimacy, to how equitable everything is. Don't worry about you being too perfect. Don't worry about being afraid to say something for fear that you are going to be looked on as less than perfect, right? Because you bring everything that you need to the table. It's going to be very well received, which is a really good energy. So some of you may be meeting somebody who is a King of Wands energy, who is very really smart, really open, super self-aware. They don't, this energy doesn't judge people on their background, their beliefs, loves to hear others talk about their experiences, respects people who don't conform. Like, you don't have to be part of the establishment or whatever the hell that even means. But, just a very open and really nice energy, very passionate, very communicative kind of energy. So that could be how you are. This could be an energy that you are meeting. Or this could be a general energetic influence. I give all of the interpretations, guys, because this is a general reading, and the court cards can be understood as a person or as a general energetic influence. So we have as the crowning here, we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, very cool for all areas of life. Hey, this is really nice for new beginnings. Very cool. Definitely a new chapter of passion in your life, whether you are with somebody who you've been with. This is indicating a new chapter. This is meeting somebody brand spanking new. But I like the Wands, a will, motivation. Yes, very nice energy to get. We got that with the Page of Wands. So, listen, I always have to say the Page of Wands can indicate somebody who's sort of immature when it comes to this stuff. They don't have a very high EQ when it comes to relationships. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. EQ is emotional intelligence. So they might have some player tendencies. But I do like this as far as good news coming in, as far as it being an influence, good news coming in that's really going to kind of push you forward. In relationship. The thing here is that it may not be, in other words, let's say you're meeting the King of Wands and you have this Ace of Wands energy and all this fabulous, beautiful, steamy stuff that I'm saying. You may, upon closer inspection, realize that person may not be all that. They may not be what they originally presented themselves to be. Not that they were misleading you, but maybe they were just looking to impress you, right? So upon further inspection, right, a situation may not be as promising. Now, that's for those of you who are single. Let's say if you're in a relationship, right? We have this idea of this new approach with the Fool energy. So you guys get together and you're like, yeah, let's try something different. Let's communicate differently, better, go to counseling, go on vacation, have a baby, whatever it is. You're going to be relating differently than you were before. But you're going to realize that it may not be as attractive to you upon closer inspection. Doesn't mean it's not going to work out in theory. Doesn't mean it's not going to be fabulous. It just means that it might not be everything that you initially thought, okay? Or you initially expected, let's say that. But we do have the nice Three of Cups energy. You got this here as well. Very nice. We got this in the other spread as well. Yeah, I mean, very celebratory energy, healing energy. If you've been having trouble in relationship, excellent. This is just sort of being in a good space with somebody special, with your friends. Just like a very celebratory vibe. I like it. Very supportive energy as well. We have the Emperor as an external energy that's influencing you. Yeah, so I mean, you guys who are single, I just see you meeting somebody new. You know, this can be meeting somebody who's really fantastic, somebody who values tradition in the way that you do, because that's even subjective, right? What does tradition mean? It's a little different to everybody. But you know what matters to you. But this could also indicate addressing like future plans, very practical things in a current relationship in a really great way. So your partner's sitting down and say, okay, why don't we do A? Why don't we do B? Why don't we do C? Right? The only thing is I always want to mention with the Emperor energy, as great as it is, and it's such like a live in the moment kind of energy, because it's Aries. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So it's like the Aries energy, think about babies don't know to be scared. So they approach everything with a particular level of confidence until they learn to be scared. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the Emperor. The Emperor's like full of ideas. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. But doesn't always have a lot of like extended follow through. Not because they don't want to. This is a good energy. Not because they don't want to. But they may not be like depending on, they might have very heavy Scorpio in their chart. I'm just saying, like, Scorpios are great. They're very intuitive. They're very loving and all that. But they have a hard, they like their distance and they have a hard time initiating things. So really great ideas, but this person may have, at the end of the day, a hard time initiating, right? And also depending on where their Aries is, of course. So we have the star energy as the near future. I'm talking about this before we even talk about the Ace of Swords. Actually, I want to talk about those together, because the Ace of Swords really is about like, wow, I suddenly see things so differently now. This is about new beginnings, decisions, clear thinking in relationship. And what I like here is like immediate change to your circumstances for the better. And you being very, very mentally agile. This is the coolest card, isn't it? It's like the staircase going up. So you're realizing though, right, in this air energy, this is like realization that you actually belong with somebody, or that you are very ready to meet your soulmate, one or the other, depending on where you're at. If you're single, you're like, you know what, enough already. Like now I'm just destined, it's time to find a soulmate, right? Or somebody who I just connect with on a soul level. Really nice. You're destined to be with somebody. Relationships in general, Taurus, in your life being in a calm space. So I do like that, right? It's calm until it's not calm, because then we have the Five of Wands energy. Yes. So this is not like that big a deal, guys. It's a minor arcana. Yeah, it's Saturn and Leo. Yeah, it's a battle of the wills. There's a lack of agreement, strong opinions, fighting to be heard, whatever. I mean, this is kind of like the discussion of you guys realizing you want to move forward in a particular way, but the argument could be to like as basic as, what do you want to do next week? Where do you want to go away? You guys not agreeing on that. Where do you want to live? You guys not agreeing on that. To like simple stuff. Where do you want to go for dinner? And then that ending up inciting an argument, or it's like you always get your way, that kind of thing. Or even something a little more pressing about like what to name a child or something bigger, right? But the Five of Wands is an argument that's just necessary in order to clear the air. It's ridiculous to think that you can never have a Five of Wands energy. We need these energies. Otherwise, you're living a lie, because no one, do you know what I mean? Again, this doesn't have to mean like crazy screaming. It's just there's conflict here, right? There's a lack of agreement. lots of strong opinions. Everybody wants to be heard. The best thing to do is let everybody be heard. I mean, that really is the best kind of thing. Look at this. We have the Tower. So the Tower, listen, for some of you, well, let me pull a clarifier. For some of you, it's like the light's coming on and you realizing that the past pattern of behavior that's been going on in this relationship cannot continue. It can't. For some, and I don't like to say this is just a doom and glooming thing, like the whole relationship's over, because I think that's kind of ridiculous to say that. So it could be that, but it could also just be like, oh, look, we have to stop this, right? If you're arguing in this Five of Wands energy about somebody always getting their way, or somebody being really controlling, or somebody being that if you guys are going to last, that cannot continue, because that's not going to fly. That equates to a weak foundation, and you want a strong foundation right now. Now, others of you, you're realizing that you have to change the perspective through which you view this relationship. You know, in the Five of Wands energy, something may fundamentally shift in you, and you may be like, wow, I haven't been seeing this relationship maybe in the way that I've been meaning to. And we have Justice, because everything is fair as it should be in this relationship, because you're really going to be, the truth about something is going to come out. And this is about balance and fairness being really important to look at right now, and really making sure that your emotional needs are being met in the relationship, because if they're not, the change has to happen, or it has to end. You know, or it has to end. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Very nice. I mean, this is real, again, another good energy. Getting what you desire, right? Really is about that. Having a strong foundation. So I feel like whatever little challenge is going to be happening with this Five of Wands, it's very necessary to incite this sort of blow up, so that everybody could sort of take a temperature check on how they're feeling emotionally in the relationship. Yeah. Some of you, if the person is not on board with you, you're going to make the decision to just end it and walk away. You're not even going to play. All right. So let's pull a couple cards on them. Queen of Wands. Five of Wands. See, Five of Wands. We got the Five of Wands here again, right? We just got that. We're just talking about that. Battle of the Wills. Okay, Nine of Swords, Eight of Coins. Okay. So Queen of Wands is all about the truth, right? It's very, so just being very motivated to find out the truth and psychological motivation of a situation, and being very strong in adversity, being very determined, like this is what I want, need, and desire kind of thing. And this may be you, it may be them, it doesn't matter, but it's like whoever's standing strong, that's inciting this conflict. If the conflict's necessary, again, we can't be mad at this, but whatever this conflict is going to be causing the person that you're dealing with a lot of anxiety. And the thing is here with the nine, with this nine, it's like not responding well to external stress, because the way out of something is not really clear, and it ends up inciting this anxiety and this feeling of overwhelm. I always call it the 3 a.m. card, because it's like the ruminating thoughts, and it's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? You know, like flip-flopping. And then we have the Eight of Coins energy. Now, the 8 is the number of mastery. Right? So just in general, there's this need for a very logical and diligent approach to the situation. There really is, right? This can end up being a really good energy, because it's about trying to get in front of whatever the issue is. This is not an energy of somebody who just wants to walk away loosey-goosey, you know? But here, it depends on this Five of Wands energy, the Saturn in Leo. Is somebody's ego going to be too big? Does somebody need their ego stroked? You know, because a lot of this is what can happen a lot of times when we're dealing with any kind of like low vibe Leo energy. It could be this idea with somebody with very strong opinions needs to calm their ego so that their mind can open up, right? And you may be in the space of having to play that mediator, right, between them and their ego kind of thing. So this could certainly be going on. Now remember, it's only for this week. It's for the 14th to the 22nd. So this is what I see going on. Obviously, it's going to hit you in a variation of that, obviously. So general messages. Okay. Alrighty. But you want to take what resonates, throw out the rest. Definitely don't try to make it fit. Let's pull some energies for work, okay? We have the Knight of Wands, very nice. We have the King of Swords, good. We have the Chariot, Ooh, we have the Ace of Coins. Guys, this means a new job. But again, another auspicious energy for every area of your life. This is happiness, contentment, getting what you desire, money coming to you pretty quickly, or somebody's coming into your life to help you achieve what it is that you want, bringing you to a space of stability, like a very fortunate energy. There's no question. We have the Knight of Wands starting this off here. So the Knight of Wands is about firing up your ambition and really beautiful things speeding up, right? Blocks being lifted, decisions coming to you sort of almost out of nowhere, but right, that if you've been waiting to move forward in something having to do with work, you're going to be getting some sort of good news in. And I feel like that, that makes sense to me, right? Particularly because you had that Jupiter and Mercury conjunct in Aquarius in that 10th house for you, right, on the 4th and 5th, the beginning of the month, right? And then going into the 11th house of your goals and your wishes, you've had a lot of energy going on there, right? You had the Sun conjunct Venus and Neptune and Pisces, and then you had the new moon in Pisces. All of that was in your house of goals, so this makes sense to me. We have the King of Swords. This is very nice because this is making the most out of your assets, right? So you might be meeting somebody who is really going to help you out, give you a leg up in your career, or this is you. But this is you making, if this is you making the most out of your assets, but you may be doing it via the help of somebody else. This is an Aries and Taurus energy, really good. Aries is the Emperor, it's a leadership energy. Taurus has to do with money, honey, right? It's one of the money, it's the money house, it's the second house. It's the first money house that we look at. There's more than that, more than one, but that's the first one we look at. And then we have the Chariot. So the Chariot this is a very, very swift energy when it comes to career, quick changes and progress in a business situation, pushing forward or bringing something to fruition. So I like this, but whatever it is, it's going to be really exciting. It's going to bring very positive news to your finances, but you're going to have to work really hard. Just know that. Right? Just know that you're going to have to work really hard at that strong foundation. There's a Chariot in astrology is a Cancer energy, which is all about strong foundation, but you're going to have to work hard at it. So I actually really like that. I mean, it just says there are a lot of conclusions that are within reach. It does seem like in many areas. Just, be mindful of the pride, either on your end or somebody else's end. Don't let that get in the way, right? But it looks good. And that is what I have for you, my friends, for this particular week. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.